Professor Rabab Elmahdi from Egypt and the American University in Cairo is here at CEBRI today, and taking advantage of this opportunity, we would like you, Professor, to talk about some of the current developments in Egypt, especially the society's involvement in politics, and we saw the revolution, and how's this process of people taking ownership of the political process and demanding change and asking for a more just society. How do you see that now in Egypt?
I think the most important development that came with the 2011 revolution in Egypt is exactly what you said, that people took ownership of their own destiny. During the past 2.5 years, there has been ups and downs. There has been military rule in which you could see a lot of atrocities being done. There was the rise of the Muslim Brotherhood, which came with policies that weren't very different from the Mubarak regime. But the guarantee that none of these negative developments are going to impact us eternally is the fact that the revolution broke the fear of barrier, and people are not ready to take any dictatorship or policies that they disagree with for another 30 years like they did with Mubarak. So you find continual protests by different sectors of society demanding women's rights, labor rights, freedom, social justice, all those sorts of things that people went out for continue to be on the table because none of the policies is fully implemented yet. But the guarantee that they can be implemented is the fact that there is a continuous accountability. People are watching, so they don't elect anyone and give them a blank check or a carte blanche to just rule in whatever way they wish. Rather, they elect people, and even in the absence of a parliament, they continue to be involved in politics through street politics, through demonstrations, through signing petitions, through making videos and uploading them on YouTube, through making songs. And this involves the young, the old, men and women, working class and the university students. And I think this is the most important development that guarantees that Egypt will not be the same again. It was changed once and for all, and definitely to the better.
Could you talk about some future, very in the near future, developments that you think would be necessary to keep this process going? For instance, the Constitution. What are at the agenda right now? What are the important moves that need to be taken in Egypt to assure that you don't go back to a situation that was a dictatorship or that people had no voice?
While the Constitution is a very important document, definitely, but it's not the only guarantee. People are choosing to change the economic policies by demanding minimum and maximum wages, for example, in order to guarantee better distribution of resources. NGOs are protesting and lobbying to get freer laws and legislations when it comes to freedom of expression, freedom of organization. The amount of parties we have in Egypt is another very important development, because we have many parties now, while they're not very strong, but they're all trying to reach out to the public. I think the main demands of the revolution still remain on the agenda, which is restructuring of the repressive apparatus, including the military and the internal and the police, so that they respect human rights, better distribution of economic resources, in Egypt, again, is something that remains to be on the table, and this can happen through taxation and through minimum wages and social policy. And the third thing is definitely freedom of expression, freedom of association, freedom of organization, for which the different regimes have tried, even after the revolution, have tried to curtail by issuing laws that criminalize protesting and demonstrations. But Egyptians took it to their hand to establish de facto situations where whenever a bill of such laws are being presented to the parliament, they go down and then demonstrate, and they make such bills meaningless. So I think we still have much more work to do, but what's clear is that the demands are still the same: freedom, justice, and human dignity.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you for having me.